Ariana Grande and Cynthia are soulmates. They're starting to morph into each other and their mannerism, but on top of that, they have several matching tattoos.
This is what really happened when rumors started spreading that Ariana Grande exposed strict diet requirements on the set of Wicked, and here's the truth: she didn't. No evidence exists that Ariana Grande ever made statements exposing production-imposed diets, and verified reports of Universal Pictures or the Wicked production team mandating specific eating plans for cast members simply don't exist. The internet spiraled anyway, and what's actually happening turns out to be way more complicated than a simple expose.
Got on her, a little bit of her softness, and she's got
her strength.
A little bit of my strength.
Yeah.
Let's break down what's real, what's speculation, and why this entire conversation exploded in the first place. The Wicked Part 1 press tour kicked off in late 2024, and social media absolutely erupted. Before and after comparison photos of Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and Michelle Yeoh started flooding timelines, and discussions about apparent weight loss sparked such widespread debate that it earned its own name, the Wicked Effect. By the time the Part 2 press tour rolled around in November and December of 2025, the phenomenon had intensified to a point nobody could ignore. And this wasn't just casual commentary. Eating disorder specialists started raising alarms about how these images were potentially triggering for vulnerable individuals, while parents began reaching out to coaches like Una Hansen, who specializes in eating disorders, expressing genuine concerns about their kids seeing these images. Mental health counselor Alexa Cohen, someone in recovery herself, noticed the way the movie seemingly emphasized Grande's figure and felt compelled to speak up.
Pleasure spending time with you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and I hope you will be there for the rest of my life.
I hope you let my friendship be one of the things that you're learning how to let in.
But here's where it gets really dark. Pictures from Wicked premieres started being shared in pro-Ana communities. Those are pro-anorexia forums, as motivation or goals, which is exactly the kind of thing that makes this conversation so dangerous for everyone involved. Theories started flying online, and people claimed there was on-set Ozempic use happening behind the scenes. Others suggested eating disorder competitions among castmates, and there were even claims that the production was trying to mimic Judy Garland's harmful weight loss methods from the original Wizard of Oz. Working conditions were just too demanding, people said. And that's what caused everything. Zero evidence supports any of these theories. This is all speculation based on comparing photos and making assumptions about people's bodies, which means the entire conversation is built on what people think they're seeing rather than any actual insider information or statements from the people involved.
Really take care of each other, on screen and off screen, and just kind of have a really truthful friendship and a beautiful sistership that continues to grow and grow even through this press tour.
No cast member has come forward claiming they were required to follow specific eating plans, and no insider has leaked information about diet requirements. Ariana Grande does follow a specific diet, but it has nothing to do with Wicked production requirements, and everything to do with a choice she made back in 2013, over 10 years before she was even cast in Wicked. Watching the documentary Forks Over Knives changed her perspective, and she became passionate about animal welfare, tweeting, "I've had always kept meat minimal, but today marks my first day as a 100% vegan. Joyous day." Her words to the mirror in 2014 were clear. "I love animals more than I love most people. Not kidding. I am a firm believer in eating a full, plant-based, whole food diet that can expand your life length and make you an all-round happier person." Her trainer, Harley Pasternak, told Glamour in 2015 that her diet is almost like a macrobiotic Japanese diet, which means things like daikon, lotus, and adzuki beans. Strawberries show up at least 5 times a day, which has been her habit since childhood, and almonds and cashews provide quick energy between activities. Multiple smoothies get blended daily, red ones packed with berries, green ones loaded with avocado and leafy greens, white ones made with yogurt, almonds, and banana. When she goes out to eat, she orders veggies, fruit, and salad without exception. Organic food has been her standard since she was little, and processed foods or anything with chemical preservatives don't make it onto her plate. This is her lifestyle, This is how she's chosen to eat for over a decade, not something imposed on her by producers, or something that started with Wicked. Wicked was incredibly demanding, though, and the production timeline alone tells that story. Cast announcements came in 2021. Filming took place from 2022 to 2023, but got extended because of COVID-19 and labor strikes, and the entire production lasted approximately 2 to 3 years total for both films. That's a long time to be working at an intense level without much of a break. The cast has been open about how physically exhausting it all was. Cynthia Erivo told the New York Times they worked themselves to the bone, and both Grande and Erivo contracted COVID at critical points during filming. "We only got sick once each, but both were before some of the most important works of the whole movie," Grande explained, while Erivo admitted she was secretly grateful for the labor strikes because it gave her a chance to rest.
It's like me, who find refuge in the witches, and I just want to let you know that
No, you both have to stop.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
6 months of daily singing, acting, and movement lessons happened before Ariana even auditioned, and she described the preparation as training for the Super Bowl. Training with Harley Pasternak during production meant 3 sessions per week for 30 to 45 minutes each time, and these weren't casual workouts. Full-body functional movements like curtsy lunges, deadlifts, adductor planks, active clamshells, glute bridges, lying tricep extensions, standing rope tricep extensions, dumbbell T-raises, and standing cable reverse flies filled those sessions. 12,000 steps per day was the goal, and that meant staying constantly active, even outside the gym. Physical training for a role is not the same as being forced onto a restrictive diet, which is what nobody seems to want to acknowledge. Ariana hasn't directly addressed any claims about Wicked production practices, mainly because those claims don't actually exist. What she has done is ask people to be kinder about commenting on bodies in general, and her message deserves attention. Back in 2023, before Wicked even released, she posted a TikTok in response to comments about her appearance in REM Beauty promotional photos. "I think we should be gentler and less comfortable commenting on people's bodies, no matter what," she said. And that alone should have been enough. What came next stopped people in their tracks, though. The period when people thought she looked healthy was actually the unhealthiest version of my body, she explained, revealing that I was on a lot of antidepressants and drinking on them and eating poorly and at the lowest point of my life when I looked the way you consider my healthy. But that, in fact, wasn't my healthy. She described how weird it is to be a person with a body and to be seen and paid such close attention to, and asked fans to be gentle with each other and with yourselves, which seems like a reasonable request. December 2025 brought another wave of speculation, and she reposted that 2023 interview clip on Instagram with the caption, "Resharing this from last year's hearts as a loving reminder to all." No new statements about Wicked production came from her. No confirmation or denial about her current health appeared. She just reminded people of what she'd already said. You can't tell what's healthy by looking at someone. Her interview with Oui Oui Baguette revealed even more frustration. "I have heard it all. I've heard every version of it, of what's wrong with me. And then you fix it. And then it's wrong for different reasons. It's hard to protect yourself from that noise."
Not the time, helicopter!
Whoa, stop!
Don't do it! Don't do it!
The commentary is dangerous for all parties, she added, and that's the part people keep ignoring. Mental health professionals and eating disorder specialists have been sounding the alarm about this entire conversation, and they're not being subtle about it. Rebecca Boswell, a supervising psychologist at the Princeton Center for Eating Disorders, put it simply, "We cannot tell who is healthy or not healthy by looking at them." Body image coach and therapist Brianna Campos explained that talking about bodies can trigger those with eating disorders, adding that, "Unless we fit the super unrealistic standard of what society says for us, you can't win. There is actually no winning." That's the trap everyone's stuck in, and it affects both the celebrities being discussed and every single person watching who might be struggling with their own relationship with food and their body. Even if someone's intentions are good, even if genuine concern drives the commentary, publicly speculating about someone's body and health can be incredibly harmful to everyone involved. An anonymous family source spoke to the Daily Mail in December 2025, and their words were blunt. "She is struggling right now. She's not in a healthy place, and she knows it. Everyone around her knows it. Her anxiety is through the roof." Notice what they attributed it to, though. The grueling shoot schedule and marathon press tour got mentioned, along with the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing that Ariana has been open about causing PTSD, and a November 2025 incident at a red carpet in Singapore, where an intruder named Johnson Wen physically grabbed her. Page 6 also cited a source who mentioned the toll of the grueling shoot schedule and marathon press tour, and that schedule was genuinely intense. November 2025 alone saw Ariana hitting major cities including London, Singapore, and New York within just 2 weeks, and the schedule left little time for rest or regular meals. Anyone would find that exhausting, regardless of what they're eating or what they look like. A dark historical precedent makes people extra sensitive about this topic, and that history involves Judy Garland. During the filming of the original 1939 Wizard of Oz, studio executives placed Garland on a strict diet that consisted of cigarettes, chicken soup, and black coffee. Stimulants and pep pills got handed to her regularly, and producers called her a fat little pig with pigtails, without any sense of shame. Lifelong struggles with extreme dieting and pill addiction resulted from that treatment, and Garland never fully recovered. That history haunts Hollywood, especially when it comes to musical productions, which means when people see images of actresses in a Wizard of Oz-related property looking thinner, their minds immediately jump to those dark, old Hollywood practices. Making that comparison based solely on appearance without any evidence of similar behavior isn't fair to anyone involved, though. Here's what's really worth understanding about what we don't know. Ariana Grande has made no statements about production-imposed diet requirements, no claims of being told to lose weight for roles, no exposés about eating restrictions on set, and no comments confirming or denying eating disorders. Universal Pictures has made no official statements about cast health either. Cynthia Erivo, who's also been subject to body commentary, and who has been plant-based since 2013, hasn't made any statements about production diet requirements. None of the cast members have said a word about any of this.
Something's bothering her. She's gonna fix something. I know. She's getting the fixing itch that Cynthia Erivo gets.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
The entire narrative about exposing diet requirements on set doesn't exist. Constructed entirely from outside observation and speculation, the story people are sharing has no basis in actual testimony from anyone who was there. The actual movie became the highest-grossing musical film adaptation of all time when Wicked Part 1 released in 2024. Both Grande and Erivo earned nominations at the 2026 Golden Globes, which marked a historic first for the same film. Ariana received her first-ever Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress, along with nominations for BAFTA, SAG, and Critics' Choice Awards. The work they did and the performances they gave are being recognized and celebrated. That celebration keeps getting overshadowed by body commentary and speculation, though, which means the conversation keeps circling back to appearances instead of artistry. Let's come back to where we started. Did Ariana Grande expose strict diet requirements on the Wicked set? No, and that didn't happen in any form. No evidence supports it happening, which means the viral narrative you might have seen and the clickbait headlines suggesting some big reveal are based on speculation rather than facts. What actually happened is that two women did an incredibly physically demanding job over the course of 2 to 3 years. COVID hit them both. They worked themselves to the bone by their own admission, completing intense physical training and singing and dancing for a massive production. When they showed up to promote their film, the internet decided to turn their bodies into a topic of debate instead of focusing on their work. Ariana has been eating the same way since 2013, maintaining a vegan lifestyle for over a decade because she loves animals and believes in a plant-based approach to food. That's not a wicked diet, and calling it one erases a decade of her personal choices and values. The real story here isn't about some exposé or some production secret. Women in entertainment still can't exist in 2025 without everyone fixating on their bodies, and that's what this whole thing reveals. Speculating about someone's health based on their appearance is dangerous, and that speculation can trigger eating disorders in vulnerable people who are watching and comparing themselves to what they see. Ariana said it herself. You can't tell what's healthy by looking at someone. The version of her that people thought looked healthy was actually when she was at her lowest, and the version people are concerned about now remains a mystery because we're not her doctors, we're not her family, and we're not living in her body. She asked for gentleness. She asked for people to be less comfortable commenting on bodies, and maybe that's the real message we should be taking away from all of this, instead of creating narratives that don't exist. The Wicked effect isn't about what happened on set. The public decided they had the right to analyze, critique, and speculate about these women's bodies instead of celebrating their artistry, and that's the uncomfortable truth that no one really wants to talk about.